Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Today I'll be showing you my recipe on how I make Lebanese style rice pilaf with vermicelli. So I can't wait to share this recipe with all of you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you already haven't done so. And if you have, thank you so much. So stay tuned to see how I make my Lebanese style rice pilaf with vermicelli. The reason why I am filming this recipe today is because last time I posted it on my YouTube shorts, I made the Lebanese style rice pilaf and I made the lamb. Unfortunately, I'm not cooking the lamb today, but I am gonna be serving the rice pilaf with chicken. So many people had requested that please, if you can give us that recipe, because I didn't film the entire recipe on my YouTube shorts. So I am gonna do that for you today. So get ready for this. It's not going to be anything like where I'm going to be serving it in nice dishes or anything like that. The presentation is going to be how I cook it at home. I hate doing dishes, so it's not going to be anything fancy. I'm going to show you actually how I cook it at home, even how I serve it. Again, like I told you guys, I am serving it with chicken. So let's get started. Let's get our apron on. Whenever I film a recipe, I am going to keep it very, very simple. Like I told you guys, I absolutely hate to do dishes. So it's not going to be anything fancy. It is going to be how I cook at home, how all of you guys cook at home. Nobody brings out their fancy dishes and does a presentation and all that. We are all busy in our lives. So let's get started with this. The first thing I did, which is already done, I went ahead and washed 3 cups of rice. This is my measuring cup right over here. Let me show you guys. This is what I measured it with. So I have 3 cups of rice that has been washed, rinsed, and soaked for about 2 hours. So that's a main thing that you guys have to do, is first take care of that. Very, very important, the cup that you measure the rice with, make sure that you keep that handy as well. And now I'll show you the vermicelli that I use. 1 second. This is the vermicelli that I use. You can get this at any Middle Eastern store in your area. This is what it looks like. Let me open it up so I can show you a grain as well. When I purchase this, I keep it in the fridge. I don't keep it outside. But let me show you what it looks like. Open the packet in front of you guys. Like I told you guys, my recipes are super simple. I'm a busy mom who doesn't have too much time in the kitchen, who hates doing dishes, but loves to cook. So this is what the vermicelli looks like. Look at how tiny it is. That's what it looks like. And the cup that you measured your rice with, you're gonna take 1 cup of this. So 1 cup, 3 cups of rice with 1 cup of the vermicelli. So let's go ahead and take out the vermicelli in a cup. And here's my cup of vermicelli all ready to go. You're gonna also need some butter. You're gonna need about 4 tablespoons of butter, depending on how much you guys like it. I do like it a little bit more. I like the buttery flavor in my rice. So I use about 4 tablespoons of butter. And you're also gonna need a little bit of olive oil or any kind of vegetable oil or whatever oil that you guys prefer. I do use olive oil. This is just so the butter doesn't burn. So get all those things ready. And another very, very important thing, let me grab my kettle. You're gonna need boiling hot water. So either you can boil the water or you can use the electric kettle. You need about 4 cups of water, 4 to 4.5 cups of boiling water. So very important to start your water while you're prepping everything. You can check it on my kettle. And I'm gonna go ahead and start this kettle right now so it'll start boiling the water. Like I told you guys, you will need extra virgin olive oil or whatever oil that you guys prefer. I do prefer the olive oil. So I'll be using that. That's just to prevent the butter from burning. For the salt, I use 1.5 teaspoons of it, but use it accordingly to your taste. If you use less salt, use less. If you use more salt, use more. Now that we have all the prep work ready, let's go ahead and start cooking. Let me take out a spoon that I can cook with. This is my handy dandy spoon that I'm gonna start cooking with. I do make it, sorry, it has a little bit of water in it, but I do make it in like a large, very thick bottom frying pan. So that's what I prefer to make my rice in. You guys can make it in whatever you like. So let's go ahead and add about 4 tablespoons of butter and a little bit of oil. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna eyeball 4 tablespoons of butter. Okay. This is approximately 4 tablespoons of butter. And let's go ahead and put a little bit of olive oil in it. Again, use any oil that you prefer. This is just so the butter doesn't burn. You can see I used very, very little bit of it. Look at that. Let's do it this way. There you go. Okay, we're gonna start this on medium heat because we have to toast the vermicelli. And vermicelli has a habit of burning very quickly, so you do have to keep an eye on it. So let's go ahead and start it on medium heat. You guys can probably hear the kettle in the back. I'm gonna quickly put away. I clean up as I'm working. For the water, you can either use water or you can use broth. It's up to you, whatever you guys prefer. And sometimes I'm gonna talk while I put my stuff away. You can see, this is how I cook at home. This is exactly how I cook at home. I put away everything while I'm starting the dish. So you can use chicken broth, you can use vegetable broth in this. And at the end, it's completely optional, but you can garnish it with some parsley. I do have some parsley in my freezer. Yes, I freeze that as well. So it's up to you, whatever. You can use chicken broth, you can use vegetable broth, or you can use water. Water has to be boiling, and so does the broth that you prefer. So I'm gonna go ahead and put away the butter right now. I'm gonna try to switch up the angles a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. I'm trying to switch angles up a little bit. That way you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. Okay, like I told you guys, it's gonna be cooked on medium heat. Go ahead and add your vermicelli and start toasting it. This burns very, very quickly, so do keep an eye on it. Another thing, when you are ready to cook the rice, if you have a steam hole like this, just cover it up with some paper towel. Like I told you, this is nothing fancy. This is how I cook at home every day. That's what you're gonna do to cover up that steam hole. Go ahead and drain all the water from the rice. Look at that. And we'll set this aside. Now with the vermicelli, you're gonna go ahead and toast the rice. Go ahead and toast the rice with the vermicelli now. You just want the flavors to get in the rice a little bit as well, of the butter and everything. So go ahead and keep mixing it. And go ahead and toast up the rice a little bit. At this point, you can go ahead and add your 1.5 teaspoons of salt or whatever you prefer. Let's go ahead and add, this is my measuring spoon, 1.5. I also prefer to add a little bit of black pepper, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Just maybe like 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. You're just gonna keep stirring it for maybe a couple of minutes. Again, you're just trying to lightly toast the rice in here as well. If there's a little bit of water that came after you drained the rice, that's okay. Alrighty, now it's time to add the boiling water or broth, whatever you prefer. Again, this is boiling. Go ahead and fill that. Again, it's about 4.5 cups or 1 liter of water. And now you want to bring it to a boil. You can see it'll come up to a boil very, very quickly. Just keep stirring it just slightly. Gently stir. You don't want to break any of the vermicelli or the rice. Like I told you, I do freeze my parsley. It's right over here. So I'm going to just add a little bit of sprinkle in here while it's boiling, just like that. Just a little bit. You don't want too much. This is completely optional. If you don't like parsley, don't use it. Okay, give it a gentle stir. When it looks just like this, you're gonna turn the heat to low and go ahead and cover it. And now you're gonna let the rice cook. I'm just sitting here. I'm gonna chit chat with you guys until it's cooked. I absolutely love cooking. You guys know that. So I do cook on a regular basis, almost every single day. But on certain days, especially today, because this is my son's favorite, this is one of his favorite dishes. So I'm making this for him because he's coming home from school for the weekend. So of course I have to cook this for him. This is a staple in my house. We do cook it quite often. So because everybody in my family absolutely loves this. They like it with lamb, they like it with chicken, whatever I serve it with. Sometimes if it's the weather is nice, we'll barbecue outside. Sometimes I make like Arabic style chicken to go with it on the barbecue. There's so many things that you can do with this, but this rice pilaf comes out absolutely delicious. The rice is completely cooked. Again, very important, do not uncover it. Just turn off the heat. So I'm going to turn off the heat on this and keep it like this for another 10 to 15 minutes. I have waited about 10 to 15 minutes to uncover this. Let's go ahead and uncover. Look at that. How amazing does this look? And you're going to go ahead and fluff it up with a fork, just like so. Check this out. And you can either garnish it now with fresh parsley, or while it was boiling, I put the parsley in there. But look at that. It's fluffy and it's all ready to go. The chicken is still cooking right over here, but this is all ready. Check this out. How delicious does this look? This is the chicken that I will be serving my Lebanese style rice pilaf with. Look at that. It's not cooked yet, but it's cooking. I hope all of you guys enjoyed watching me cook this Lebanese style rice with vermicelli. If you did, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you already haven't done so. And if you have, thank you so much. Remember, always believe in yourself, love yourself, and take care of yourself. Until next time, I'll see you again, maybe in my kitchen, maybe outside. Bye, guys.